Good morning, beautiful, blessed people. If you are somebody that has recently cut something out of your life, let go of something, release something, this message is for you. You may be feeling like whatever it is you let go, you're questioning whether or not you made the right decision. And you're questioning yourself because you made the decision with authenticity, with conviction, you made it with confidence, and now you're dealing with the aftermath of the loss of that, and you're like, wait, why did I do that? Did I make the right decision? Can I live without this in my life? And you might be having mental breakdowns. I'm going to use my life as an example. So I told you guys this before, but I recently got out of a relationship, and I made that decision with such confidence because something happened that made me, in the moment, it was already building up, but something happened. Why is my nose so itchy? Something happened in the moment that made me be like, I need to do this today. And then I made that decision, and now for weeks I've been upset when I know that I made the right decision. I still feel the way I felt, but it's almost like I'm having withdrawals. And that's what I want to talk about, is when you cut something out of your life. Let's use drugs as an example. Let's say somebody is addicted to drugs and they want to quit. They know they want to quit. They know it's the right decision. But as soon as you quit, your body literally starts having withdrawals and makes you think that you need it. Understand that it is all in your head. I mean, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to drugs on that level, so I'm sure your body actually does go through intense things. And I'm not saying you're not. Even if it's not drugs, whatever it is you're cutting out, your body is still adjusting. Your mind, your spirit, your emotions are adjusting. You've been with this thing for a while, and it's completely normal to not feel okay without it. Don't put yourself down for that, because I've been putting myself down. You've been knowing for years, because this is way before this person. I have abandonment issues, and I've been in relationships since I started dating at 14 years old. I've been in and out, and then around 17, 18, I started realizing this pattern, I'm doing this because of my abandonment issues. I keep ending up in relationships with people that aren't right for me, but I'm not letting go of them because I'm scared to be alone. I've been knowing this, but it was 144 on that license plate. I've been knowing that this is my cycle that I need to break, but I never had the courage to do it. And now, last year, this was my goal, to be single, and then I got into another relationship. So now I'm fully making that decision with courage. This is the time. This is I'm doing it this time. And I've proved to myself with other things, quitting coffee, waking up early, going to the gym. I've done all these things. I've done fasts. I've cut out Instagram. I've done all these things to prove to myself, you can cut things out. So this is just another thing that you need to purge from your life. And it's motherfucking hard. It is so hard. And yeah, so I've been knowing that this is something that I need to do. And now that I've actually done it, I started questioning, did I make the right decision? Because I started feeling really fucking sad. And to be honest, I've been crying every day. And yesterday it got to the point where I was driving home and I just bawled my eyes out. And for the first time in a while, I just let myself feel what I was feeling. Because lately what I've been doing is telling myself I've let myself cry, but I haven't really acknowledged out loud what I was feeling. And I just let myself talk. I talked and talked and talked all the way home, and I cried, and I said all of my fears. I'm not gonna cry. I said all of my fears out loud. And I didn't even just cry about this person. I cried about so many other things. And I said all of my fears out loud, and these blockages that I know I have, and how shitty I've been feeling, and how I don't know what I'm doing. And by the end of that session of crying and talking, I came to a realization of peace. This is why it's important to face your emotions, because every single time I do it, I end up feeling better. I end up coming to a realization where I'm wait, think about it like this. I end up talking myself out of my own mental breakdown. And that's why it's important. If you keep just holding on to things, you never get the answer, because you're not getting it out. You're just taking this energy and it's in your body, but then when you release it, it's like you come to these realizations. So the realization that I came to was this, what I'm trying to tell you guys right now, that it's perfectly okay that you're not okay. I literally said to myself, I was like, you have literally not known what it's like to be single for 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 10 years? Okay, 9 or 10 years. That just shook me. But honestly, it goes back before that, because these wounds that are coming up aren't even about relationships. They're about my childhood trauma. So honestly, it's my entire life. This goes back to the beginning of me ever feeling abandoned, right? So this is the first time in my life that I'm facing it. Give yourself a goddamn break if you're not handling it the best. If you're upset, if you're wanting to go back, that's fucking normal. Like, I came to this realization yesterday, like, holy shit, like, why am I expecting myself to just know how to be alone when I've never fucking been alone? How am I expecting myself to know how to take care of myself emotionally and not depend on somebody else when I've never fucking done that? I've always relied on somebody else to take care of me emotionally. I've always needed somebody else to be there to rant about the hard things going on in my life so I can feel like I'm not doing it by myself. And now I'm finally fucking facing it, and I'm not handling it the best. I'm crying every day. I'm upset. I miss them. Okay, that's fucking normal. Like, what? I just came to this realization, like, bro, you're being way too hard on yourself. Like, calm the fuck down. You made this decision. You know that it was the right one, and it's fucking normal to think that you made the wrong decision when you're going through these withdrawals. Like, it's perfectly fucking normal. So if you're in the same boat as me, and it doesn't have to be a relationship, like, it can be anything. Like, maybe you quit smoking weed. Maybe you, and that's the thing. It's not even the weed that was the problem, right? And you know that. You were using the weed to cope with something, like, bigger. And that's the same with me and these relationships. Everything that people are addicted to, it's not the thing that's the addiction. It's the coping mechanism to the bigger issue that you're trying to deal with. And so 717, I've been seeing that number a lot lately. I'm not sure why. But yeah, like, relationships for me aren't the problem. It's the fact that I'm using them to cope with these fears I have, these deep fears that I'm not good enough, that I'm not worthy, that I'm scared to be alone. I don't know what that looks like. And that's something to consider. Like, these things that you're trying to quit, they're not bigger than you. This person that you're trying to not get over isn't this, like, I feel like when this, like, runner chaser energy, when you're the chaser, the person can feel so, like, out of reach. And it's like, that person, that addiction, that vice is not bigger than you. It's not bigger than you, and it's not the big scary thing that you're trying to get over. It's the fears and the abandonment wounds and the whatever wounds that you're coping with. Those are the real things that you're tackling. So understand, like, change the perspective in your mind. Like, tell yourself, like, this thing is not bigger than me. This drug is not bigger than me. This person, whatever, it's not bigger than me, and neither are my fears. I can release them, and to do that, you need to face them. Like, you do. Like, cutting these things out won't solve the bigger problem. Like, cutting weed out, you'll replace it with something else. Cutting relationships out, you'll replace it with something else. And that's what I'm trying not to do, because I'm trying to focus on my job and my goals and everything without letting it become a distraction. I'm trying to make more time for my emotions. So that's why tonight I'm doing a ritual for the full moon. Like, I cried yesterday, but, like, I really get things out when I write, and I just need to write everything. Like, I just feel like I need to unleash my motherfucking soul and then burn that shit. And literally, because I can feel a blockage within me. Lately, I've been thinking, like, why do I feel so stuck? And I don't even feel stuck, like, physically, because I've been accomplishing so many fucking things, and I'm proud of myself for that. I'm not taking that away from myself. But I feel stuck mentally. Every fucking day, I say these affirmations, these subliminals. Like, I do these techniques to change your mindset, and I'm not feeling the change. And I'm like, why do I feel these mental blocks? And when I mean mental blocks, I mean, like, I keep having the same mental patterns every day. I think the same thoughts about this person, even though I'll do these manifestation things where they're, like, trying to make you think, like, you're worth and you're a queen. So I get myself into these queen mindsets, but then I always go back to thinking I'm not worthy. Or same with like my job. Like I tell myself like, oh, I have more important things to focus on, but then I always go back to these negative mental patterns, and I let all of the stress with my job like literally go through my mind 24/7. And I don't want to be somebody like that. I don't want to be somebody that's constantly thinking about work and stress. And it's like I used to see people in my life and I'm just like, why does this affect you so much? And now it's like, okay, I understand, but I don't want to do that. And so long story short, I've been doing all this work trying to change these mental patterns, but I realized like I'm having a hard time. And the reason that I got annoyed about that is because usually subliminals and affirmations work on me really quickly. Like usually I notice things in my life, like a reflection of me, and I notice these things happening where I'm like, oh my god, my affirmations worked. Like I get the confirmation. But lately I've just been feeling like my mind is really stubborn for some reason. Like the things I'm doing, it feels like they're not working. And I don't know why, because I know I believe in this stuff. I've seen the proof before. Like I believe in all the things that I'm doing. But I feel like my mind is stubborn. And then I realize, okay, so maybe I have a blockage. Maybe I have a mental blockage. How do I get rid of it? And I just realized that I really, really, really need to release. Like, and if you're watching this video, today is the full moon, you need to release. There's something that you need to release. Like, I know a lot of my issues obviously come down to like my relationships with my parents. And maybe that is something that I need to address, because I do feel like a lot of my self-worth issues come from like my parents not giving me what I needed. To me, that feels like a huge topic to tackle. And so I might just start with what's currently going on in my life. But regardless, anyways, it is important for you guys to address these things on these full moons, because the energy comes up. And okay, have you ever noticed that on these full moons, like crazy shit always happens, shit gets emotional. That's not just happening for no reason. These things are coming up, these outbursts, these arguments, these whatevers, they come up on these days because something wants to be released, and things can't be released until everything is purged out. It's the same thing with when you're trying to cut off an addiction, or even just like, let's say like a parasite cleanse. Let's use that as an example. They say that when you do a parasite cleanse, all of a sudden, like everything that you are trying to release gets like heightened. And I did a parasite cleanse recently. I don't really know if I did it properly, so I'm probably gonna do it again. But I noticed, like after I did the parasite cleanse is when I really started obsessing over the outcome with this person, and I started really craving sugar again. And it's almost like, and they say that too, like spiritual people talk about like when you start trying to get right with God, it's like the devil will come at you with all these things left and right, trying to hold on, because they know that you're so motherfucking close. You are so close to the goal that it wants to deter you. It wants to hold on to the last shreds of you that it has to hold on and keep you in that lower vibration. And you need to understand that. And once you understand, like I realized that last night too. I was like, wait, if everything's a reflection and all this shit about God and the devil, I'm gonna say that these mental thoughts that I'm having about this person are the devil trying to distract me and convince me that I need somebody. And I literally said out loud, I said, this person is not bigger than me. I know the decision I made was right, so stop trying to distract me and get off my goddamn back. And I felt so much better after. I really did. I felt so much better, because I feel like when you call out the devil, and again, when I say the devil, like, take it as you want, okay? It could be negative energy. It can literally be like anything. The devil represents anything negative to me. When I call out the devil, I feel like it is looking it in the eye and saying, I fucking see you. You are not bigger than me, and I'm not listening to your bullshit. It's when you ignore it and pretend it's not there that it seeps in. These thoughts, the energies, the negative, it seeps in. When you fucking look at it in the face and say, I fucking see you, I know what you're trying to do, you're not slick. That's when I feel like shit changes! Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just had like, so much energy come out. holy fuck, I feel like I just talked a million miles an hour, but that's when I feel like I'm like cooking, okay? So I think that's all I have. I have full body chills. I hope that somebody heard this message and like got something from it. My name is Sydney. If you like my vibe, make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.